up pressure washers. So Jason Guyman here with pressurewashhelp.com, and I didn't get on here last night, but I wanted to get on here tonight. I was at the firehouse last night, and I really didn't want to get on last night. My phone was dead, so I'm going to get on here tonight. And I'm going to answer the question. I've had this question in my pressure washing group, and I'm going to answer the question: can we sanitize when we are pressure washing? So I did a bunch of research, and I got looking into a couple different places, the CDC, the WHO. I've looked up all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. We've been doing, this is something that I think that I think this can help business stay afloat. I also think that in the near future, this is something that we can definitely look at, and I think people are going to be conscious about this. Now, right now, this is something that we can talk about a whole lot and not have to worry about that 5-letter word bleach, because in the past, if we used the word bleach, it was like a cuss word. But now, that's what kills this stuff that is going around here now. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. If you got any questions, I don't know if I'm going to be able to answer you if you're on that kind of stuff. I mean, I've been researching for about maybe a day's worth here of just trying to find stuff that is what we can use. And the reason why I know that this stuff is getting looked up is I do run some AdWords for a couple different companies. And if you need yours, go to pressurewashhelp.com/Google Ads. But this ain't about that. But I have seen some words coming up that is, that's right, bleach, that has came up lately about asking about like shopping carts, or I just had a class this past weekend, and one of the guys there was an assistant chief for the Boston airport. And he was telling me what they use to clean a lot of the surfaces, all the stuff that the seats, the benches, the buses, and all that kind of stuff. And basically what they use is a steel backpack blower. I was going to see if I could find one. I actually couldn't find one there. But a steel backpack blower. And what they do is they just put a steel backpack blower on it, and on the end of it, it actually itemizes the bleach, and they'll go around, and it's a certain type of steel bleach or a certain type of one, but this is what they use to just go around and they clean it up that way. So let me shut this off so I don't hear myself talk. But that is how they do it. And so that is something that is what is going on. That's how they're sanitizing the benches outside. That's how they're sanitizing the buses, and they're doing all that kind of stuff. So hope you haven't lost me too long here. But those are some things that we can definitely do. So I'm going to go here first, and we're going to go to the CDC, and we're going to look at the CDC, and we're going to see what the CDC has to say. And the CDC says that if the surfaces are dirty, they should be cleaned using a detergent or soap prior to disinfecting. And basically that makes sense, because if we have a lot of dirt, and if you're just trying to disinfect, it could be underneath the dirt. There could be other things going on, all different kinds of things. So this is why we want to clean. Brian, you didn't miss me yesterday. I just wasn't on yesterday. I was actually not on last night. So this is some things that you can use to do this. And you don't need a special chemical. I mean, we all use sodium hypochlorite. And if we go over here to the list, we can see that bleach solution of mixing 1/3 cup per gallon of water. So if we go over here to the list of disinfectants that we can use, you will see that most of the stuff on here is sodium hypochlorite. And even, I'm not even going to try to aluminum corn. I don't even know how to say it, but when I got looking into it, this is a lot of your wipes and stuff like that is what I found that this stuff is. So like the wipes that you can buy in the store, and that's what this stuff is. But this is kind of important, is the contact time. How long does it have to sit on that surface to make sure that surface is disinfected or clean? And if I click it here, it will say this is the amount that's treated. So this is how long the surface should be visibly wet for the duration of the contact time. So this is what a lot of times we will call dwell time. We want it to dwell on there. We're going to let it sit there and do its thing and make sure that it's working. And you can see that there's several different ones on here. If I go, even when I go the other way, you'll see a lot of the 10 minutes in there. So this is some things that you'll see that sodium hypochlorite is in the, like, a lot of the 30 seconds, half a minute. So sodium hypochlorite. So this is what can kill a lot of stuff. Now, what can we do to clean all this stuff? You know, there's some different things that we can offer that I've seen come through AdWords is obviously the shopping carts. Because here's the thing about a lot of these stores. A lot of these stores don't have enough time or don't have the employees to be able to go make sure that these carts are getting cleaned properly. And a lot of that has to do with they can't even find employees to keep the shelves stocked. So this is something that we can look into of cleaning them. And then I was going to put one other thing on who actually did a thing, and how long can this stuff stay on surfaces? And it can stay anywhere between a few hours up to several days. And this is from who? This isn't from nobody, this is from a major organization. And so they're saying it can stay up to a couple or several days. So this is something, now that has dependent on, what the temperature, the humidity, all the great stuff that goes along with it. So that is just something that I'm doing. So you say trying to find, just starting business, can't find PPE. And you're probably right, because nobody can find PPE right now. This is something that has kind of been an epidemic, and everybody is kind of going for their own stuff. You're not going to find masks. It's going to be hard to find it. Now, if you go to pressurewashhelp.com/store, I thought I found some, but I'm pretty sure that they're not going to be there either. But if you go into the store, I have actually safety chemicals and sealers, and I do have the one mask. But again, I believe it depends on when you order it, because right here you'll see current. Oh, well, earlier it was available and now it's already not. So this is just something that you would definitely want to watch. I would definitely wear like some at least gloves. That way, if we're disinfecting these grocery carts, or for disinfecting in front of hospitals, benches, outside benches, playgrounds, all those great things. So I have noticed today that, like I say, some of the ads have started clicking today. They hadn't been in the last 2 weeks. I haven't had many clicks. Today seemed like everybody was online and clicking on stuff. So that is a good thing. Thought I was doing 2 playgrounds and a church tomorrow. The PA-Ohio border got troopers ready to turn people around. So I don't know. I get off. Really? That's interesting. Very interesting there. I didn't know that. Huh. So that'll be something that that'll be something that we'll just have to see what happens and how it works out. So, um, but yes. Do you ever worry that your dwell time will ruin the surfaces that you are cleaning? No. As long as you're using as long as you're using the right percentage and you're not overkilling it, and as long as you're on a good as long as you know your surfaces, do I worry about it if I was on copper? Yes. If I was doing metal shopping carts, do I want to rinse really well? Yes, because sodium hypochlorite is a corrosive chemical, and it will make things rust if we don't get it done, if we don't do that. Jason, did you ever use Gain laundry detergent for surfactant? Yes, I have. I don't like to, but I have used it. And that is something that you can use, that is very something for sure that you can use and to help use that surfactant. So, like I say, last night I didn't get on here. I just wasn't feeling it. But I wanted to get on here tonight so that way lined up 3 jobs with a deposit and then buy your machine. Yeah, or you can go rent it. I think you still go to Home Depot. But once even this stuff is off, you can go to you can rent your equipment if you need to get it until you get there. But would hot water kill stuff like this? Steam will actually help kill it. That's actually, if you look into like the sterilization process, you'll see a lot of times that steam is what they actually recommend and that kind of stuff. So you could possibly use the hot water. And if you used it with a sodium hypochlorite mix, then you're kind of double killing it. And this is something that isn't just a one-time deal. This is something that you can, this isn't something that you're going to go and make buku loads of money every time you go. This is something, if you go do 150, 200 grocery carts and you can get, I don't know, $200 a night, that's $1,000 a week for probably not that long work if you could get you a couple of these. Or if you can get in with some hospitals or anything like that. So guys, if you're cleaning playgrounds, live stream it for closed Facebook community groups. Huge response. And I agree 100%. Now, this is what I've seen some yahoos say that, why, if you're cleaning them for free, why do you got to show everybody? Here's the deal. It is to do it for the public and the community and to help out there. But this is also to help you grow your business. And this is helping you to show that you're out there and doing stuff, This is ways that you can make sure that you are letting your customers know, you're exactly right. Get into Facebook groups and go live and stream that all day long of, doing that stuff. There ain't no different than that. And people hanging up Christmas lights right now for light up the season or whatnot. This is just something that you can definitely do. I have no idea. I just spray bleach on houses for a living. You're right. It's great. I don't know if I want to go ahead and drop the money on a hot water system. I probably wouldn't unless I would because here's the thing. If we're at 1 to 1.25, you're going to be way above the recommended. We're already going to be strong and we're already going to be hitting it hot. 1,500 views in 4 hours and 2 quotes. Don't lie. Laugh out loud. Hey, that's awesome, dude. That is crazy right there. That is why you do that. I mean, and this is something that you can use for marketing all day long. And you should. Use cold belt drive or gear drive with an electric start. Use cold belt drive or gear drive. Either one. I would probably go with a belt drive, and the electric start will help you not have to pull stuff. Hey Jason, using chlorine can be a good disinfectant. Is there a service that can be added to any business, especially now? Yes, Tony. That's what I'm saying. We use in our even in my pressure washing business group. If you go to pressurewashhelp.com/free, I have a free month and I teach all about pressure washing. And this is something that you can definitely use. This is what we do use, sodium hypochlorite, to clean houses. And we can even talk about cleaning exterior surfaces. We can clean all your exterior surfaces. Think of it this way, if especially at the hospitals, think of it this way. Think that if somebody, and this happens, is they spit up some crap and they spit it on the ground. Next person walks through that crap, and the next thing you know, it's in the hospital because they walk through it and it's on their shoe and it drops there, whatnot. That's how it can happen. And so this is some things that we can use to help sell. This is why we can do that for. Where did you get your information that I'm showing you? I got it from who? Which is who? Which is the World Health Organization, and I got it from CDC, is where I got my information from. Is there a real need for purchase and use green wash? No, never used it in my life. Water is the solution to the dilution. So water will work all day long. Jason, it's off topic, but I'm looking for a company to make t-shirts with my logo. Where do you get yours at and what price? People have quoted me as high as $650 for shirts. Is that high? Yes. I would use, if you want the ones that have all like the stuff on them, I'd probably use 72-hour print is the one I would use. Or I would use Queensboro, I believe it is what it's called. Let me see if I can pull it up here. And if you just want like a logo on your shirt, or you can even go local. Let's see if I can find it here. Make sure I give you the right web address. Yep. So if you go to Queensboro, you can get t-shirts fairly cheap. You'll see here, right here, queensboro.com, and then you can get your t-shirts made with logos on it and stuff like that. And this is what I used a lot. Usually you can get like the Nike ones, the Nike dry fit, and you can get those for like $30, 20 to $30, maybe $40, and they run deals all the time. So this is something that you can definitely use for that. Hey Jason, thanks for all you do. So you should hear my impressions of you. So, have you used green wash? No, I have not used green wash. Here's the thing. I use sodium hypochlorite, and I do use roof snot. I do like roof snot. I like and I do like the way roof snot leaves your windows cleaner, I believe. Some of the other stuff, your windows will look like crap, but roof snot, if you use it in the right, is just kind of where I have been. You don't have to, the windows will look good at that point. They don't look nasty, but they look good. I got 2 hoodies and 2 long sleeve shirts and 2 t-shirts and 1 polo shirt. $105. Where'd you get all that from, Jamie? Did you get it from Queensboro or somewhere else? How come people in the industry don't use Simple Green? Because don't need to. Stuff better than that. Front and back with logo things. Just starting a business in Columbus, Ohio, or I don't know, COLS, Ohio. Jason, I have a direct drive 4 gallon a minute general pump, 13 horsepower engine. Do I need a buffer tank for this? Should I double feed the pump? You do not need to double feed the pump. If you plan on letting that gun down at all, then yes, you need a buffer tank. If you don't plan on setting the gun down at all and not talking to anybody, not getting sidetracked, then don't put a buffer tank on it. But you probably need a buffer tank. Buffer tanks are to keep your pump from overheating. That is the main reason why you use a buffer tank. Unless you're planning on carrying 300 gallons of water with you, which is a ton of water, literally a ton of water, then you don't need that much water. You can get away with a small buffer tank of 40, 50 gallon. I'd use a 35-gallon buffer tank, and that'll get you fine. And then that way, if you get talking to the neighbor, you set your gun down, you don't burn your pump up. Hey, Jason, are you holding training in the future? Yes, I am, because I just had my last training a couple days ago, and Friday, Saturday. It was a great class. I had 5 guys come. They all learned a lot. I got some awesome reviews. I didn't get no negative reviews, so that is good. It is a 2-day class. I will have to figure it out. One of the guys, I think both the two that wasn't able to make it, one had a wife that was sick, and so he wasn't able to make it, and then the other one wasn't able to make it either. So yes, I am planning on having a class when this crazy when we can be not locked down. So it'll probably, I'm hoping that this is only a lockdown for about 2 weeks and not much longer than that. I don't know what's going to happen. So if it's more than that, then we'll just have to see. So I won't do it right at the end of the 2 weeks. I'll probably try to do it. I like to do it toward the end of April, 1st of May. So that way we're still in the spring season, and do it in there. Can you use a buffer tank with a direct drive, and how would you do that? Do I need to elevate the pressure washer? Can I use a buffer tank with? Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. I'm not going to say one way or another. I've had direct drives that I was able to pull water, and I've had direct drives I wasn't able to. So I don't know which one you got and how it works, or which one will or which one not. And how would I? And usually you don't need to elevate the tanks. I've heard people say that don't make no difference. If they're going to suck, they're going to suck. So my hometown in Georgia. I went through your free 1-month website, and there is a lot of amazing information. Is there any other info in the other paid subscription that aren't in the free? Actually, I think there is, Invasion. I believe you only got, I meant to give you all the marketing side of things, and I just found out today that I don't think you have the marketing side of things. So I will see if I can put that in there, and that way I will be able to give you all the marketing side, because I've seen on somebody else's that they didn't get the marketing stuff, and I meant to give it the marketing stuff to that offer, and I'm going to work on that tomorrow and give it to whoever done it. That way you'll get it. And then I'm going to start this week, since I'm in lockdown, start adding to my adding to it. So I'm going to show you what all I'm going to add to this thing, and this is just the start of it. I have about 85 to 100 videos is what it's going to be added to that course. So, and it's going to be coming in a few weeks. It'll be coming in the next few weeks. So I'll just show you a little bit of what I'm going to and this is just the start of it. I plan on even add more than this. So this is called Trello. This is just so that way I got a way to So basically, every one of these is going to be a video. Every one of, I'm going to do check sheets in the upcoming one. So it'll have the morning check sheets, the job check sheets, estimate check sheet. I'm going to do phone scripts, what you should be saying and what you need to say. Invoice, mixture sheets, walk around sheet, before and afters. I'm going to add every bit of this stuff. And then how to clean everything, what products, marketing. I've added some more marketing. I'll be putting Responsibit in there. I'm going to talk more about yard signs, what books to read, websites. I got more stuff on websites too. This is just how to set up posting. I haven't went through and added everything. So like I say, I have about over 100 videos that I will be adding to what I already have. And some of what I have will go bye-bye, but a lot of it will be coming. And so my goal is to get all this done by the end of April. It's going to take me a little bit of time to get in there, and I want to do it right, And way I'm going to set this up, I actually talked to one of the guys in my class. He does a lot in training, he does a lot of safety stuff, and so I want to add a lot of safety stuff. I'm going to add a lot of safety. He's going to help me and add a lot of safety stuff to it. So I will be able to add some safety stuff to it, the whole 9 yards. So that way, like how to tie off on roofs. He knows all the safety stuff. So he's a lineman for a company and teaches training and safety. And he said he would help me out on the safety side of things. And so I'm going to put a lot of that information in there. And actually, he may be coming on one of my lives here and talking about safety and talking about OSHA and when can OSHA show up and when can OSHA, if you're on a roof, he was telling me, I did not know this. If you are on a roof and a OSHA rep is driving around, unless he's going to something that is like life safety, that somebody has died or something, by law, they are required to stop and cite you, make sure you're tied off and stuff. So, this is some stuff that I want to put in there, and I'm going to actually make it that if you take, I'm going to put test in there, and when you take it, I'm going to make a thing where you can be certified. You'll be Pressure Wash Help certified. I'm going to make a logo that looks a lot better than the logo I got right now. So if any of you guys like graphic designers and you know how to want to help me on my logo, let me know. Send me a message and I'll appreciate that. But that is some things that I will be doing in the future. And he's kind of helped me. I got a system that I can put all these forms on an app type thing, so that way if you have employees, they will be able to say, hey, the truck don't have this, the truck has this but not this. And so these are some things that I really want to push in there. I want this to be, whether if you're just starting brand new or if you're trying to get your business to the next level. Even I'm trying to, now this isn't going to be at the $47 level unless you're already a member of the pressure washing community. This definitely will be, I will be raising all my prices. And then one of the things I'm looking at is trying to do like a weekly safety guide. So you can get in there and say, all right, this is this week of the month, and then you can pull that safety thing, and then you can tell your safety meeting, because you're supposed to have safety meetings, I believe it's by OSHA, like once a month. And there's also things that you're supposed to have by OSHA too, is if you have a new employee, you're supposed to make sure that they have had training on all the chemicals and all that kind of stuff. So this is stuff that I'm going to put in there, so then that way this will be an all-inclusive training, so that way you'll be able to make sure you're compliant in the whole 9 yards. Just left Ricky Tommy. All right, I'm going to get back on there. And while I'm on that still, you can get it right now for pressurewashhelp.com/free. So go check that out. I will be turning this link off tomorrow on Tuesday. I was going to turn it off today, but Jason didn't come on last night, so I'm late. Sorry. If you answered this Any issues with SH in shopping carts? Just rinse good. Yes. Otherwise, you will have um, um, rusted up carts unless they're plastic. But yes, you definitely want to make sure that they are rinsed very good. Who can I advertise to in lockdown here in California? I don't even know, man, because you guys are really locked down. The virus is BS. I agree. What solution would you use to clean off saltwater spray from swimming pools? Oftentimes, the creepy crawly will spray the windows and it's super hard to get off. What solution would you use to clean off saltwater spray from swimming pools? Oftentimes, the creepy crawler will spray the windows and it was super hard to get off. I would think some type of a soap, some type of a surfactant. I would say that you eat like probably, I mean, a lot of window cleaners are going to use like a Dawn. Window cleaners are going to use a um, Dawn detergent within a window bucket. They're going to use the brush and then a squeegee type thing is what I would think would clean that off. If I put SH on the roof, how bad is it if I rinse the SH 1 hour later? Some customers don't like if we just put the chemical and wait for the rain. I mean, you can wash it off once it's dry. You don't even have to wait an hour. If it's dry within 20 minutes, you can start rinsing it off, and that would be fine. Just make sure when you rinse it off that you're really putting in the downspouts some extra water because you're taking all that salt. And if you just put enough to get it off the roof, you're going to put all that salt into the drain, into your downspouts. And when you do that, you're going to kill stuff. So this is some things you want to really do. Can we get EBC or Cleansol BC best degreaser video? You're really talking about two different things there. Cleansol BC is that's the way you can get oxidation off of buildings. EBC is a good degreaser. I really do like EBC. Huge potential for our service industry. The CDC is planning on fighting this seasonally for up to 4 years. I can believe that. I can believe that. Starting the lockdown in Pittsburgh area. Yep, that's same here tonight. Tonight for even Kentucky and Ohio is all lockdowns. But well, it ain't really lockdown, but they've put a bunch of crap on it. What's your view on a Kohler Command Pro 14 engine? I would probably put the Kohler is the best motor out there. I would put it above the new Hondas with all the new plastic crap in the Hondas for the timing gears and that. So that's why I would probably put the Kohler Command above that one. I recently came across a fixed downstream injector. What's the difference between a fixed and a regular downstream injector? They're both the same. A fixed is one that don't have an adjustable one on it, and usually they will pull more. The fixed ones will. North Carolina taking up May 15th being locked down time. I don't know if we can handle that long, to be honest, dude. I hope not. I had some sources that say it might be rough if we held that long. As far as school goes, well, that's fine. We can handle schools being out that long. The Duggan, I'll get to that. I see that you're a question. I'm getting there. I'll let you know on that one. Why are you in lockdown? You're an essential. I am for the fire department. I'll drive back and forth, and we can actually as of right now by the CDC we can still clean and sanitize because where we are sanitizing and cleaning. On residential houses, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a sketchy thing, but definitely if you're cleaning some of the grocery carts and keeping that stuff, you'll be fine. How about green-friendly cleaners such as Simple Green, Peroxide, bleach-safe products? So, bleach-safe products, Simple Green. I mean, you really need the sodium hypochlorite. If you look over here on the CDC list, you won't even find Simple Green over here. And there's probably a reason why you won't find it. because it's not going to kill it. Peroxide will, but if you look at peroxide, a lot of the peroxide ones, you are having to wait a pretty long time for it to actually kill the stuff. So that is why, the sodium hypochlorite is kind of where it is. You know, because that is what's killing the germs and that stuff and the viruses, and that's even the CDC will tell you that. Um, I just jumped on. What about washing carts? Yep, that's exactly right. Exactly what I was getting at, Jacob. What up, Jason Bryan from New York? Just curious about setting up a roof pump. I have two 65-gallon tanks, one as a buffer tank and one as a downstreaming tank. Want to build a mixing system like you showed. Yeah, you don't even on the mixing tank yeah, if the downstream, you could actually make that downstreaming tank the same. You could go straight and just be strong on downstreaming if you wanted to, and that way you're not waiting. If you want all the parts for that, you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/store, and in that store will take you to right here. Will take you to this page right here. And in this page, you can see the roof pump soft wash setup, or there's a link down in the description about how to set everything up too. So that's everything you'll need for that mixing valve right here. If you look at the little comments, it will tell you how many of each one you need here. So here's my question to y'all. What are y'all doing? First off, who all is still working? If you, whether you're full time, whatnot, who all still working? Are you essentials, that kind of thing? And two, what are you doing with your time if you're off? Let me know. I have an option of downstreaming and using 12 volt. Yes. Have you ever heard of pressure washing book guide and what's your thought on it? Yep. Go to pressurewashhelp.com/free and you'll get a lot more information. That's my thought on it. I've read the book. That's just it. Do you have any videos on how to run the plumbing on a belt drive machine? Yes, I have whole bunches of them. If you go to I got some playlists on there. If you go to some of my playlists, you'll see everything you need. There's a playlist. It's called Trailer Build, I believe, is one. And then I have another playlist that is called basically, I think it's how to build a trailer under $3,000, and you'll find those videos in there too. Hey Jason, how would you price 4-story commercial building exterior cleaning? I would charge it by how long it would take me, and I would charge $300 an hour. So I would think that if you can do it in 2 days, 8 hours, let's just say 10 hours a day, $6,000. But I know it ain't going to take you that long to do it. And then if you don't have the equipment to reach 4 stories, then you're going to need to rent a lift and put that lift cost in there also. Them are some things you'll just have to do. What model pressure washer do you use? I have the 5 gallon a minute 2,500 psi, and I'm building a trailer right now in my garage. I'm building a trailer, and I have the 8 gallon a minute with the Predator on it that I built, and you can build it for under $2,000. Risky Tommy and the alarm he went chasing. Here, any thoughts on Angie's List? They're owned by HomeAdvisor, so I don't need to say no more. I would not probably spray SH on solar panels. Those are probably more like water-fed pole is what you need to do on those. I have a roof to do in a few parts. Have few spots of heavy moss, and they aren't any gutters in part of that area. What's the best way to go about do not rinse? If they don't have gutters, I would rinse at least the first 10 feet. So that way, if you get a heavy dew, you're not getting all that bleach there at the end, all that salt ran off and killing stuff. It depends on what you mean by heavy moss. If you're talking like carpet moss, then you really got to get up there and start pulling some of that stuff off. If you're talking about just, here and there, just put the bleach to it. I just got my website up. It's is a Wix and still in the process of getting more content on there. Can I rank with it if I have more established guys in my area? Yeah, you can rank with it, Steve. Just I would rank for some of your smaller towns first. Try to get some in like your little areas first. I wouldn't like here in Cincinnati. I wouldn't go for Cincinnati. I would go for Northern Kentucky. I'd go for Florence. I'd go for some of my little towns that are around the big town. Where can I buy Cleansol? Cleansol, BC. What the heck's the name of that place? I can't think of it. What's the name of that place? I don't. I'll think of it here. Hi, Jason. Is the competition saturated for the folks to get started in Northern Kentucky? I mean, there's a lot here, but how do you market? I know a guy that started last year, and he mainly did AdWords, and he just did Northern Kentucky, and he did over $100,000. So it's just about getting out there and getting your name out there and getting it done. If I have, I'll use my healthcare badge to cross back into Pennsylvania and clean. My 7 gallon a minute machine depletes my 275 buffer tank in about 35 minutes. What can I do differently? Fill it up. Make sure it's getting filled. And that don't make. Let's see. That don't sound right. Maybe so. Let me see. I'm gonna look at something here. Let me see something here. 275. Yep, that's about right. 35 minutes is all you're gonna get out of a 275 gallon. I would make sure you're hooking up to the. So first off, I'd tell you what I would do. Make sure you are filling up from the house with a 3/4 inch line, not a 5/8 line. The 5/8 versus 3/4 is a huge difference. You will lose a lot of friction loss in that 5/8. You really need to use that 3/4 inch line. The other thing I would consider is on your Hudson float valve of either doing 2 Hudson float valves so that way they both, or make it where you don't use no Hudson float valve in it. Usually what I'll do is I will do a Hudson float valve and then I'll do another line that just straight dumps in with a shutoff valve. So that way I can turn both those on. It's obviously goes there, but if I need to turn off the water, I can turn off the water, and then that way it'll be fine. But you will have to fill up. What's the easiest way for everyday direct door EDDM for postcards? Hey Jason, what's the easiest way for EDDM direct for postcards? Go buy your postcards. I don't remember. I used to use Got Print is who I used, and then send them to the post office. I did the cheapest I could get it down to was about 25 cents or 27 cents a piece. The biggest thing that I'm going to give you, the biggest tip I will give you is if you planning on sending out 12,000 mailers, don't send them to 12,000 different houses. Send them to 3 or 4,000 houses 3 different times. That will get you your best return on your investment. If you send them out to 12,000 houses and you just splat them out there and don't send 2 more behind it, you'll be lucky to break even with what you're getting. I'm still working construction and trying to build a pressure washing business on the side. It's awesome. High-end clients want things done. Average people pushing off for 2 weeks or so. Was about to do signs, but there really isn't any traffic on the streets. I don't know. I would do AdWords. AdWords, Facebook, next door. And I mean, we're still getting people driving around. I have a full-time job and do pressure washing on my days off. I work for a cable company and definitely still working. Got to keep the internet and cable service going. Yes, you do. You're absolutely right. I'm working for a refinery. Got to move that gas and oil 24/7. Right now, it's kind of cheap. It's dollar 79. I paid for it this morning. I would have never thought I would have paid under $2 again. It depletes my buffer tank even when I still have water coming in from the supply line. What size is your supply line? Make sure it's a 5 or a 3/4 inch. Um, Make sure you don't have no restrictions either in between that line. Booked full already for April. We're not in full lockdown though. Does that mean it's SOL if it is enacted? Hope not. No problem, Ken. Giving an estimate tomorrow. Going to keep working as long as I can. If I'm no longer working, going to work on my homemade skid. Hey, Jason, we are fleet washing in Atlanta, and we are still rolling. We are washing FedEx ground at trucks every night. What do you get paid? I'm just curious because I mean, I know what they are, but what do you get paid per truck to wash a FedEx truck? Because I know there was some guys around here talking about it, and he wasn't making crap, and he was driving like an hour to get here and making like $150 a weekend for like 3 hours. I'm like, you ain't making nothing, dude. I'm working for New York City DOT full time and trying to get my pressure washing going. Well, if this stupid stuff wouldn't happened, I think you'd been a lot better off this year for a lot of people. But it's still going to be out there. I think it isn't. I think it ain't. We're not going away. I think we'll be fine. I was cut from work today. Just stopped by pressure wash store today to finish up my soft wash system. Amber Kilman helped me today above and beyond. Love her. I'm moving forward with me. What pressure wash store did you go to, white guy? Jason, what do you know about the two-step truck system? That you use an acid and you use a base. Call Russ because I don't have a clue. Never done it. I know I understand the process, but I've never done it. I'm not gonna. I wouldn't tell you if I wouldn't tell you. I'm not going to tell you that I know because I don't know. Can you do a video on customer invoices? I have I give to a client when I do a job. What needs to be on them? Any legal stuff? Can you do a video on invoices? So on the invoice, so you're trying to give the only. What do you need on them? That I want my money. How are you quoting roofs? You take the square foot. Just curious. What your area is getting based on square foot, or do you take square foot off Zillow or some other? Yep, Zillow, Realtor.com, all those great things is how I do it. And then, you know, here's the thing: if you have a 1,500 square foot one story or a 3,000 square foot two story, you're still one story. What up southeast in the house? So 3/4 inch. Has anyone seen a shortage of SH? I know DJ just got some from my class, so I was in. Thanks for all the videos. I've gotten started with business with your help. And I just put out a great video, so make sure you check it today. It's about how to make the mixer valve with the better valves. I did just put it out today, so go check it out so that way it will help me rank that video and beat everybody else that talks about it. So, and it'll get it going for me. I appreciate it. Cleanso BC EcoChem, that's who it's from. And it sucks for oxidation. I did a video on it and it did not work for me. Oh, okay. I've heard it does. I've only heard a couple people say it does. So $25 per truck. How long does it take you to do a truck? Can you do 4 trucks in an hour or 8 trucks in an hour? Just curious. What are people using to sanitize inside houses? Bleach? Jason, the AdWords you set up for me was great. Thanks for the professional job. Hey, John, let me know. Let me know if you're thinking about the sanitizing. I've actually got. I'm going to be building a page, and I'm going to be building some words for it. I've gotten quite a few keywords hit in the last couple days about sanitizing, and I'll make it more for that. And if anybody else wants AdWords, you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/Google Ads. Jason, what would you charge a 2,800 square foot 2-story house with a detached garage? Quotes inside includes house, roof, gutters, and a good bit of concrete cleaning. It depends. How big's the house? How big's the garage? Are you cleaning the inside and outside of the gutters? Are you talking, you know, 1,000 square feet of concrete, 2,000 square feet of concrete? Here's the thing about concrete. This is how I charge it for concrete. So when Jason was cleaning with an 8-gallon machine, 4-tip bar, I could do right at about 2,000 square feet of concrete an hour. That's moving and that's getting it done. My employee with the same setup, they were about 1,600 square foot per hour. So I charge $300 an hour, so that's how I charge it. There's my hero. Stimulus relief bill may grant small business money if you apply it to staff and other business expenses. You may not have to pay it back. Hazy on details. Everyone should ask their, yeah, if it goes through, it's got to go through first. What it do? Southeast Softball. Jason, what's the best surfactant you recommend? Um, that stumped me. Roof snot is what I like, but you got all kinds of other stuff too. You got Cody stuff. You got all kinds of stuff. Howdy, fellas. Just left the shock. I'm tired. Well, you need to quit working from 3 o'clock on all night, all day and all night. Fixing to try out the Southern Drawl this week with Cody. Yep, I used some of it. It smells pretty good. I can just tell that I want my money and not buy invoices. Gotcha. It's been hard to get roof square footage. Any tips on how to get it? I haven't seen roof square footage on Zillow. No, you're not going to find roof square footage. I have a minimum of $600 of roof, and then I go up from there. So that's how I kind of do it. I've seen 2 different vids that you made on making that blend system. What kind of hose do you recommend? I just make sure you're using I use the poly braided. I kind of like the poly braided with the where the clear. So then that way, if you have air bubbles or stuff like that in it, once it gets older, you won't be able to see it too much because it'll kind of bleach it out and whatnot. It kind of makes it hazy, but you can see like DJ just did his the other day and he had some air bubbles going through, and it makes it easy to be able to find those air bubbles and know where is it leaking, and you can isolate it a lot quicker. About to build mine next week. All right. I'm going to order some Southern Drawl later this week. Aren't stealing my logo. Full blast. I'd appreciate it if you weren't stealing my logo. You'll be getting a call from me next week. Uh, one guy can wash 4 box trucks in an hour. So you're making $100 an hour. And that's not bad, especially and you said that was every night. That's pretty good. But yep. So again, if you want to check out pressurewashhelp.com/free, I am giving a free month away. This will turn off tomorrow, sometime tomorrow. I'm working at home all day tomorrow, so I got some ads I got to turn on. I got all kinds of crap to do. I got some landing pages to make, and I got 100 questions. Ask Jason. So I'm going to be working on a lot of those too. I don't have quite 100. I have probably 30 of them, 30 or 40 of them. They have came in a bunch. So so I have a bunch of Ask Jason questions. So if you do have a question for Jason, you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/ask, and that will take you to a page that you can fill out. That's the best way to get a hold of me. People try to email me, and if you do that, they get lost in all my other emails and they go bye-bye usually. At least this is a system that I use that I go in and then I can just hammer them out and get them all done. So you can go to pressurewashhelp.com/ask. But again, if you want a free month, go to pressurewashhelp.com/free and you'll find it in there. One guy can wash 4 trucks. I have the comment pump. Is it going to foam up in the tank in bypass mode? Yes, it will. The best thing you can do, Christopher, is take a tube and run it all the way to the bottom of that tank. If you run it all the way to the bottom of the tank, and that way it's not, making it foam up as much. But that will be your best thing, is to run that to the bottom of your tank. Because when you're in bypass mode, it's just dumping it right back into the tank. Back to the blend system again. What kind of hose to connect to the wand? Well, you can use a couple different things. There's people out there that will use the 5/8 garden hose, the Flexzilla. Make sure it's all one length. Don't use multiple lengths because I'd be afraid of them O-rings blowing and then you have leaks. You can use the Curry Mantle one. If you use the yellow one or the blue one with the ribs, they will hurt your hands. They will rub your hands kind of raw. So I don't really like them much. Or you can use the poly line, but that stuff, it kind of over time gets hard as a brick and it don't like to bend very good. So I mean, I like the Flexzilla for the water hose, garden hose. So I don't know how. I mean, I know some people that have used that Flexzilla for over a year and never had a problem with it. So if that's the case, I would probably look at that, something like that. What do you think about pairing a hydrovac truck with already established pressure washing truck business? Well, you could definitely not have to worry about sucking all that stuff up if you got a bunch of commercial work, because you could suck it right up that way. I'm going to make a po' boy buffer tank from a plastic 55 or a 33 gallon using a sprayer tank or kayak dry hatch lid next week. Gonna see how it works, or is it worth the trouble? No, a 55-gallon drum can definitely work. I use it for a soap tank. I do have one that I'm supposed to be building for a buffer tank, but I've never gotten to it. Actually, I've seen it the other day sitting down in my basement that I'm supposed to be going down there and getting it done, and I haven't done it yet. So Just ordered my 5.6 gallon 2500 psi. What's the first thing I need to do besides check the oil and take the oil cap off so it can breathe? Go to my playlist of that pump, and I go over everything you need to do of checking the oil, doing all that kind of stuff, how to set it up, the whole 9 yards. You know, those are the things you need to do. You can actually pressure wash with that right there. You don't even need you don't need a buffer tank or nothing. Hose reels, that just makes it work a lot easier and makes it work a lot nicer. So that's just the thing you need to do and make that happen. How long would you wait to do door hangers again after the quarantine is over? Um, I I'd probably start putting them out at right after the quarantine was over, to be honest. That way, I wouldn't put them out during the quarantine because there's a lot of people that aren't going to like that just for the mere fact that you're putting your germs and stuff on doors and stuff like that. So people aren't going to like that. I don't think they are. I probably wouldn't even do clip flyers right now with this quarantine. And I know I might get some slack, but you know, people are going to be kind of freaked out about this stuff for a little bit. Are they going to be looking for it? Yeah. And that's why I said I would do a lot of Facebook. I would go live on Facebook. I would do a lot of Nextdoor and get your post up there. I would do some, you can look at Google Ads. You can look at all kinds of things you can do for it. So those are some things that I would definitely look into doing. Is that. All right, so I don't have no more questions coming in, I don't think. I'm sorry if I've already answered, but I have. I'm sorry if you're already answered. I have an IBC tote with EPDM seals. Will this work for SH storage? I have SH coming tomorrow. Yes, it can work for SH storage. But I would highly recommend. I've used them for SH storage. Obviously, you don't want to put them on a trailer because you're not allowed to carry that much. But you can definitely use them with the. I used it with the with a a drain thing underneath of it, so that way if it ever got a hole in it, it's going into that drain versus or into the bottom of that containment system, so that way it couldn't get out away from there. Just do yard signs. Yep, that will work too. Should I put a new ball valve on it if I can get one locally? You're probably not going to get one locally. That's just the way it is. How is the new baby goat? Let's see. I'll see if I can put a video. I got a picture of. We got goats. We got a freaking farm. I have all kinds of crap. Dogs, cats, and goats. And I'm gonna see if I can pull these goats up here real quick. Because we just had a baby, and they're about crazy. And it is a pretty freaking stinking cute goat. I gotta admit, it's pretty cute. You'd be cute, it is. Trust. And if I can get it up here real quick, I'll show you my goat. What do I need to do? Unlock. Scene. All the scenes locked. Hold on. Let me go to another scene that is not locked. Unlock it. All right. So here's my goat. You can see here with my kids. And this thing is stinking cute as all get out. Let's see if I can find another picture here with it. And you can see how cute this stupid thing is right here. My wife would hate that picture. But you can see this thing is cute as a button. It's only a couple days old. It was born yesterday, and I was at the firehouse. Of course I was, but let's see if I can find. I took a bunch of pictures of it. My wife sent me a bunch of pictures of it. But you can see how small this stupid thing is. And My kids just absolutely love this thing. They want to hold it and cuddle it and all kinds of stuff. So that's my new baby goat. We're getting rid of the daddy goat. So if anybody wants the daddy goat, let me know. I will probably give you a nice deal on him because he's kind of a butthead. He's a pain in the neck. So, what size surface cleaner can I use for a 5.5? You can use the 19-inch, 20-inch, either one. 20-inch, I wouldn't go no bigger than 20-inch. You can't use a 4-tip bar. You can only use a 2-tip bar, but you can definitely use the 4-tip bar. Or I'm sorry, you can definitely use the 2-tip bar, 20-inch. Any recommendation of places to get familiar with siding and to learn what chems and percentages are best for them? Any recommendation of places to get familiar with siding and to learn what chems and percentages are best for them? Yeah, right here. PressureWashHelp.com/free. I go over that stuff. Or if you really want to go, you can go to, I don't know if I got that one up here. I got it somewhere, but I don't know where it is. You can go to pressurewashhelp.com right here we go. I got it. I knew I had it. pressurewashhelp.com/in-person training, and you'll learn about a goat. Not really. In-person training, and I go over all that stuff. I'll have some reviews coming out of my class. But yes, even in my free, it's not 100% in there right now, but I will be going over all the different types, what you need to clean with, and I actually show you how to clean the, hardy board, hardy stucco, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to have to play with it this week. Yep. What's the best site to find SH in my area? Go to google.com, Google, and look up industrial chemical company or something along those lines, is what I would look up. Industrial chemicals, something along those lines, and see what you can find. That's probably going to be your best bet. You can look up the other thing if you have any access to any people that do pools, that do pool cleaning and that kind of stuff, or go to your local HOA and see where they buy it in bulk, or go to your local hotels and see where they buy it in bulk. A lot of those companies buy that in bulk, whether it's at the hotels and that kind of stuff. Can you use the mixer for downstreaming? No, you cannot. Ha ha ha. I would love to do an in-person training, but I'm in another state. Wish I knew how to do hardy board. House wash mix. No different than house wash mix. So house wash mix is what you will use. All right, guys. I've been on for a little bit over an hour. I'm going to hop off here. I'll be on Wednesday. I might not be on Wednesday night. I might be back on Sunday night. I did have my video come out today. Like I say, go check it out. It is a great video. Actually, I may even put it up here real quick. It is a good video. I did a lot to do that video. I had to do it twice because the first time I did that video, the video camera wasn't on. And that's not the first time that's happened to me. You think I would learn to make sure the video camera is on when you're filming. Because when you do that and you make a video and the video camera is not on, guess what you get to do again? You get to make that video again. And that's kind of stupid. I'm going to be real honest with you. And you know what's really stupid is I've done like 2 more videos that way since I did that video, and messed it up. So here's that video right there. I put it in the comments there. Let's see. Ha ha ha. Thank you. Good night. Thanks for the amazing info. Have a good night and see you next time. Good night. Would you suggest a pressure washer or 12 volt or a booster pump for someone just starting out? soft wash business. Could I rinse with 12 volt? Thank you. Yes, you can rinse with 12 volt. It takes you a long time. So that is probably the number one thing that has come out of my class. Out of the 5 reviews I got out of my class, I bet 4 of them was I was going to use this. Now I'm going to use this, because where I teach the different ways of setting up everything. So that is something. So if you, as long as you're not planning on doing a lot of concrete work, then I would go with you can go with the 12 volt. But if you're planning on doing, some pressure washing with like concrete cleaning, deck cleaning, that kind of thing, I would highly suggest you go with a some type of pressure washer. The 12 volt versus booster pump. I mean, booster pump, you're looking about $1,000 or more. 12 volt, you're looking about $150, $200. So just think that I can replace 6 12 volts for the cost of 1 booster. Just saying, think of it that way. And guess what? Boosters don't last forever either. So that is just the way it is. So hope you all have a good night. Thanks for watching. See you on Sunday.